All right, I am calling the Township Bill Review meeting to order, being a little after 6:30 on Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. The meeting is going to be conducted by audio or video. As stated in our top paragraph, which is present on the website and sent out publicly, pursuant to Senate Bill 2135. Township officials, legal counsel will not be physically present at the building if that is unfeasible due to the continuing disaster. Physical public attendance at the township may be limited or not feasible. Alternative arrangements were made through Rich Lyons. People obtained passwords to the meeting prior to 6 p.m. on March 30th. It's also being audio or video recorded and made available to the public. So, Viesha, let's call the roll.
Supervisor Murad?
Here.
Trustee Caraboda?
Here.
Trustee Sweeney?
Here.
Trustee McKenzie?
Here.
Trustee Jones?
Here.
All righty. And as usual, I've done it ahead of time, and others may have as well. I know you like to divide up by however you like to divide up.
I've started on GA, so I'm on GA 1 and 2.
Anybody else?
I'll do town fund 1 and 2.
Okay, I'll do town fund, whatever, 3 and 4, whatever.
And I'm sure Claire will do payroll, wire, road and bridge.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Did you get the email that I sent maybe like 1 hour ago?
Yes, I
About
just
the
got it.
road bridge?
We
Okay.
are here. About the link or?
About what?
No, not
Yes.
about the link, about the road and bridge text.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I
okay.
thought it was about the supervisor's report. Is that what you're talking about? The
No,
annual
no,
report?
no. I'm just like about 1 hour ago, I sent the email, which I got it from Dawn from Highway Department about that she made some mistake and she would like to talk about this when she can, when you guys ready,
Oh, okay. Fine.
right? You wanna,
And you sent that an hour ago?
about like a couple hours ago, yeah, 1 hour.
Got it.
Let me just make sure I got it. I got the,
You
the
got
selected
it. I
municipality.
saw your name on the CC.
Okay.
It was with the attachment, yeah. about-
Yes, I see it. I see it. I looked at,
Okay,
I saw the other one now. I got it. Okay. Start working?
Oh, yes.
Okey-doke.
I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, me too.
2019 at Central Virginia Clinic. Several people walked in to the blood program Monday and Tuesday.
Hey, guys,
Instead of
I wanna, guys,
fewer than 10 people weren't happy.
Rick,
That's not. You're
Can
probably like, man, this is simple. Right. And then you get a phone call. Yeah,
you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah.
I don't think he can hear me. Can you hear me?
Oh, hang on a second, the volume went on the
You
smart board.
gotta turn
I
the
hear you, Laura.
yeah.
There, try
So,
again. There we go.
okay, here's what I wanted to say is, you know, Viesha had mentioned about the bill pay. Dawn did not want to discuss this. She just said to forward it to the trustees prior to pay approval.
Oh, I'm sorry, the one on ten.
Okay. Oh, you want to discuss it?
Well, it was just that I had submitted the vouchers for the municipalities portion of the PPRT tax. And I must have brushed against the adding machine and it came up with the wrong amounts and I double checked them. And so I corrected them. And that's what the new ones that I emailed Viesha. And it's just a matter of being approximately less than $90 difference than the other one.
So you came to this meeting for a $90 difference?
Thank you.
It is very nice of you, Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn.
I feel very bad that that happened because, like I said, I didn't want to come here and admit I made a
Thank you,
mistake.
Dave, for thanking her.
I had to do it. I had to do it. And
Thank you, Dawn.
I'm
I
just,
don't
I
think
really
they're
wasn't.
gonna have any questions about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Okay, thank you, Dawn.
to them.
We'll look at it.
You know, but I think you came because it's our second to last meeting. And it's,
You think what?
maybe because it's the second to last meeting. And
Oh, yeah.
but we'd love to have you. Somebody, I heard Wally there.
Well, it's not here.
I know, I heard him mutter something. My hearing is really good. What? Maybe it's not that good. You know, 21 years ago, Wally and I started together. I'm getting something. Probably.
Just a quick note, the town fund 1 and 2 is done. I'm wondering, I jumped down to 6, if I should jump down to 6.
Can everybody unmute? Who's part of the,
Yeah, I'm almost done with town fund.
Oh, are you doing 6?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I could pick up somewhere else if somebody needs me to.
anybody else?
I'm working on GA3 and then I'll be done with GA3. I don't know where Claire is on road and bridge, but
I finished all the payroll and IMRF checks, and I am on 21,745 on road and bridge. So if you want to start from the back.
All right, I could pick up from road and bridge on the back.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Awesome. We may be finished with this meeting early.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the hang of it. Everybody just wants a bathroom break. Hmm.
Okay, so I'm finishing up road and bridge 3.
So that appears to mean that everything's done.
I'm on 21,749.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Wait. I thought Dave was working.
I'm on road and bridge 1, 749. Now 750.
And Dave?
Do you want to start 2?
No, Dave already like worked from backwards.
Yeah, I started on 765, so I'm on packet 3.
So there's 2 to do.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I'm at 1.
Oh, okay, I can start on 2 because I'm just finishing.
No.
3.
I thought she meant 2 bills.
So I'm doing road and bridge 1 after doing the payroll and IMRF.
Right.
Dave just did 3, and so
Right.
2 is left.
Okay.
Okay, I can start on 2 road and bridge. I'm just finishing 3 on. I did 1, 2, and 3 on GA.
Okay, well, I just finished road and bridge 1, so I can hop on 2.
Okay, do you want me to do the back end of 2 then?
Sure.
I'll do the back end of 2.
Susan,
Yes.
where are you at?
I am at, I'm just reviewing, let me see, go to the top of this. 21762, I'm reviewing.
Okay. I just finished 21758. I want to take a look at the change in the replacement tax that we just got.
Okay, then I'll just go all the way up then to, what is it, 217, what? 58?
If you, I did 758, so you just have to do 759.
Gotcha, okay, I've got 4 more to do then.
Yeah, and I started at 765.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So, is somebody still there for Road and Bridge?
Dawn is still there.
Oh, hi, Don.
Hi. I
Um,
apologize for causing you.
So, a lot of these little personal property numbers changed to the municipalities. Do they all still add up to the same number as before?
Well, the initial ones that I submitted, I hit the calculator wrong and that's why the numbers were off. When I redid them, the ones that are in the email, those are correct. And it was only a difference of like just under $90 from the original ones.
I think
in
your
total?
question, what, $90 in total, Claire? But I
Yeah.
think Claire's question was, does each individual one change? Was that your
Yeah,
question?
no, I see that the individuals are changed.
Yes,
But I'm wondering, do they all add up to the same number as, so is the total amount that is going to be expended for road and bridge for March going to change?
Yes, it would. That's why I don't know if you want me to hold these and resubmit them next month or, but
Well,
yeah,
why don't we just add $90?
Well, we have to change this, this journal. Aviesha, are you the one who deals with this or somebody else?
I think
So we have to get this rerun with the corrected numbers.
But the thing is, she will have to cut new checks.
she's gonna have to.
Yes, this is what. So,
Okay,
so the suggestion is actually to void this one in the road and bridge ledgers, right? And next month, maybe she will have new checks for those municipalities.
okay, and there's
But
no
they
way to
have to-
substitute?
Excuse
Can
me?
we substitute?
Yes. Yeah, they have to be because,
No. Instead of bringing it, I guess because the new checks are gonna be. Okay,
the new checks, there will be different numbers on the checks, right? So
Right.
cannot be changed today.
I gotcha.
You
Okay,
can approve it today, maybe for the, yes, but this should be void.
yeah, I see
Because
that.
there has to,
Okay,
yeah, they have to be new checks, right?
Yeah, so if, what,
With different amounts.
they could.
So we
void
can,
out
can we just
Okay.
approve it then and
the new checks,
Yes.
the correct amount.
can we just approve it then and allow it to be changed in the next couple of days reissued?
Yes, you can
Yeah.
do that too. Of
I
course.
have the same question as trustee Sweeney. Is there anything wrong with approving it and changing the amount of the checks?
Proving it with the amendment.
Right.
The amendments, right.
Right, even, but this first they would have to be voted, I believe so.
Vote.
Voided.
void.
Vote. Yeah, oh, the ones you sent out. Why don't we just add?
No, these haven't been sent out.
Right.
No, yeah, that's the whole thing. That's why I submitted these now. I was hoping to.
This, let me ask you a question. Does it cost more money to void and redo than $90?
But there is no $90 because the municipalities get different amounts. The checks have to be different amounts.
Right.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 municipality checks that have to be changed.
Yes, only
That's
one was
it?
the same.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them was,
Yes.
it didn't change.
You don't have any problem with us doing that?
Yeah, pass it with the amendment.
Okay, so right now, we're gonna void the checks that are affected
Mhm.
and we're gonna approve the new checks.
Right.
So then
Immediately.
do we have to calculate what the new amount?
I thought Don did.
Are you gonna rerun that report, Deisha, then? That list all the checks with the correct amount, and then that could be amended next meeting?
I don't have a.
No.
No, we're gonna void these on this sheet. Aisha can rerun it with the voids.
Right,
Correct.
And we can approve it now with those amended amounts.
But
Right.
Aisha, can you rerun a total?
Yeah, it'd be 5 checks added up.
There's 5 municipalities.
yeah. I'll bring my calculator.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Simplest is always the best.
Yeah, and Claire's idea is getting ahead of it. We're getting ahead of it.
Well, and if we wait till next month, it gets
Oh.
so much to, you know.
I'm glad Dawn was on top of it there.
Yeah. I thought Dawn had run the new amounts.
Dawn, same copy. Is this a problem here? This, yeah, no, that one. Yeah. So we got. We have 126 minus this 25, right?
Maybe mute yourselves. Can everybody mute themselves? Who has photos?
So the new total for the road and bridge is going to be $91,174.88.
Okay.
All right. Now, do you want to go through the 5 municipalities or do we not have that yet?
We have it, but I think we just say what the voided checks are and then the new total, and that we approve
Whatever.
the new checks to be
Right.
issued.
No, that's wrong then. That's wrong. Oh,
Well,
I'm sorry. No, that's wrong. Hold on. I know what this means. Hold on. I have to deduct the void ones. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Like this. Gosh, no, the void ones. Yeah, I'm sorry. This was.
some of these things are numbers.
I have to deduct these. These four. The wrong ones, you know? Right. What is it? That's what this laser, right? Here.
The GA3 is done.
Thanks. What is this?
Sounds like everything's done except this. Which is good because I think they can do this in 5 minutes.
Well, plus Dawn caught it before we approved all this, so that's really good.
So we're gonna subtract out the voided and then we're gonna put the new amount. And then we're going to,
Dave, I think you meant GA, you meant road 3, right?
I'm sorry, road 3.
Yeah, because I did GA 1, 2, and 3 and
Right,
road
right.
2, part of road 2, okay.
Thank you.
Niles. Oh, right, that's it. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. And so that's 6. Right.
here we get it.
Yeah, go put your face on. You always look good though.
Don't put your face near me.
Okay. What is 158? Okay, so there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
We are keeping Glenview because the amount was the same.
okay.
The total to deduct will be $35,313.82. And the total on our ledger it's going to be $91,392.99.
$91,392.99.
Yes, there will be all the voids for this ledger.
Now, do you have the
Got it.
individual, or do we not need it?
We don't need, we have it in the report.
But the individual we have for the one that don't prepared now, the new ones.
Right, so we don't need, like, does anybody mind if we don't have it of record? Okay. All right, great. Then I think we can start our meeting on time. Good job, Viation, Dawn and Viation.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So can we just, can we just summarize it on the road and bridge, what we're approving then, the total amount?
Yeah, when we're gonna get to that, but the total amount's 91,392.
370, yeah, 392, sorry.
Yeah, but the total road and bridge now is 126,706.
Right.
Right, we're editing this.
And it's reducing to 91,392 and
Right.
99 cents.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my camera.
Oh, we may start exactly on time.
So should we motion to adjourn the bill pay meeting?
I'm getting there. Want to make sure everybody's satisfied with this, and
I'm doing a real quick bathroom break and
oh,
present. I motion to
I
adjourn.
will call you present. We just won't call you late for dinner. I'm sorry, that's really, or Shirley. For those of us who are very old. Okay. So, we're gonna motion to adjourn the bill pay review of 6:30. Did a remarkable job. Reviewed GA Town Fund and Road District. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now I'm going to call the regular meeting to order, it being 7:32. I tried. All right. This meeting, it being, Tuesday, March 30th, 2021, will be conducted by audio or video conference without a physically present quorum of the Maine Township Board. And you have the entire reason that has been posted and enumerated to every single newspaper, website, and person. It is pursuant to Senate Bill 2135. The township supervisor has determined in-person meeting is not practical because of the ongoing disaster. Can everybody mute, please? Township officials, legal counsel will not be physically present if it is unfeasible. Arrangements have already been made, as you all know, because you're all here, to get the password from Rich Lyons. And with that, can we have Clerk Gialamas? Is he? I saw him.
I'm here,
The Pledge of Allegiance.
certainly. Everyone could please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to
the flag
of
the
the
United
States of America, and to
and
the republic
Republic
for which it
which it stands,
one
one nation,
Yes.
under God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with
Indivisible.
liberty
liberty and justice.
for all. Amen.
All right, Clerk Jalamis, can you please take the roll?
Highway Commissioner Kazmierczak. Not present. Assessor More Than Cry. Clerk Gialamas here. Supervisor Marask.
Here,
Trustee Jones.
Here,
Trustee McKenzie.
Here,
Trustee Carabota.
Here.
Trustee Sweeney. She's
Here.
here.
whose cat is
And
crying?
somebody feed the cat, would you?
it's a cat or a kid?
That is our very annoying cat. Sorry about it.
Oh,
Go back on mute.
All right, we put ours in cat jail, which would be the porch.
Very vocal Siamese.
no, don't. Oh, I had a Siamese. I loved him.
All right.
Charlie.
So, the first order of business is I'm gonna ask for approval of the minutes of the February 23rd, 2021 bill pay review.
Motion to
So for minutes
approve.
of the bill pay review, February 23rd.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Gialamas, can you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
yes,
Trustee Carabota.
Yes.
Trustee Sweeney.
Yes.
All right, now I need the approval of the minutes of the February 23rd, 2021 board meeting.
Approval, motion to approve the minutes of February 23rd, 2021 board meeting.
second,
Having a motion and a second. Is there any changes, additions, deletions? Trustee Sweeney.
Yes, I have three. First is on the bottom of page 1 at the last sentence where it starts with Supervisor Marask stated that page 7 entitled an appeal on behalf of choice.
Wait,
Trustee
hang
Sweeney,
on.
can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I'm just trying to go to the
Okay.
bottom. of page
It's the
one.
last sentence, trustee, that appeal on behalf of choice, the trustee Sweeney, that's the appeal that I presented, 12621 should be stricken from the minutes due to trustee Sweeney's statement being
Right.
too political and inappropriate.
Mhm.
I would like to add after that statement, in response, trustee Sweeney stated that this is taxpayer funded and residents deserve to know that the electoral board finding that denied Republicans a slate was overturned in circuit court. She was muted and silenced by the supervisor after she began speaking at 1 hour and 9 minutes, as other discussion continued until the vote was taken at 1 hour and 16 minutes.
Yeah, so that's a no. We already had the vote on that at the meeting.
No, well, this reflects what actually happened during the meeting and what
Yeah,
I
but
said.
meetings are, I mean, we have talked about this for 4 years. Minutes are supposed to be brief summaries of what the official action.
Correct,
took-
and
Okay. Please let me finish talking. We took the vote on whether or not it was appropriate to have any of it in. So it wouldn't be any more appropriate to have your response in.
that is not, what was in here was what you had said, as it was eliminated and why it was stricken from the record because it was too
was
political and inappropriate. I had a response to that, and that was not included. And I was silenced, and I think the taxpayers and the voters and the residents should know that I presented something that was stricken from the record. And if you rightfully thought that that should be, from your perspective, not from mine, but muted and silenced, I think they deserve to know that. So that's my
I
first.
did rightfully think that is the law. You can't mix government and politics. That's clearly the law. we
Carrie
can-
Lynn did not rule on that,
We don't need that. We can take a vote.
okay, you can
on
take a vote and
this
that's, but if I
amendment?
can add, wait, if I can add, Carrie Lynn, because this is an amendment that I'm proposing. So it is commented what you thought and why you struck it. I had a response to that. I may be in the minority, but I was silenced. I was edited out. I was canceled, and I think that that should be known. And I think for purposes of what our residents would want to know is where in the law does it restrict you from having a trustee respond and, you know, present what you think is political that I don't.
I can
But
show you a million
Does it state that you can
places
strike something
where
from the
you
record?
can't mix
This is for
government.
Carrie Lynn. This question is to Carrie Lynn. Where in the law does it say that you can strike?
Carrie Lynn? Not really.
Okay, so I don't, so it's my understanding that the supervisor's been muting people who are out of order, not based on the content of their speech. But if there was a statement that you should make, that you made, the statement can go in the minutes because that's actually a reflection of what happened at the minutes. You can't rewrite minutes for things that didn't happen.
Okay, so what you're saying is you can't restrict by the content of your speech is what I heard you to say. But that actually what I said was stricken from the record. My appeal, talking to our residents, we're paying for this. It is actually our requirement that our board pay for what actually happened with this electoral board, and I think they deserve to know. And that was stricken from the record. The
entire thing was voted on and stricken from the record.
Right. And I'm asking Carrie Lynn, on what basis can you strike something that I presented as a board report? Whether it's political content in some people's view or not, whether I'm in the minority.
It wasn't related. Well, I think it was stricken from the record because it wasn't in the nature of a board report. It was in the nature of political commentary.
Right.
Well,
I thought you were talking about including the part about you being muted. That's what I was addressing when I was talking about.
Okay, I am, but I mean, there's two things. The first issue was it was stricken from the record and my report simply updated facts. And so I don't understand how that could be stricken to begin with.
They may be.
Well, I
I'm
think
asking
that-
where in the law you allow, because if you can't
That would be
strike for
something during
content,
public comment.
if you can't strike
You-
for content,
You
that's
didn't
what-
make public comment.
If it's public comment, that's true, but it wasn't public comment, it was a board report.
Comment.
Well, I'm not the public. I'm a trustee that was elected and I'm updating our residents on something we paid
You
for.
can make public comment. There's no limit to who can make public comment.
I'm not saying I can't make public comment, but I'm also a trustee. I can make public comment and I can also make a comment as a trustee.
But not as a
I'm just
board
asking if there's any
report.
legal way that can be stricken from the record.
We did.
That's what we're trying to explain. So if you have public commentary, you can opine as your personal opinion on anything you want to during public comment. If you're making a report on a matter of township business as a township trustee, that's fine, but then that's not a political report. So I think what the supervisor is saying is that should be stricken as a trustee report.
Okay, but isn't it township business that we're responsible for an electoral board? That is township business.
But I don't think that's what your comment was.
Okay. We voted on this previously.
Okay,
I think it's insane that.
okay,
we have to keep
let's
voting on
stick with
this.
the amendment that I'm making. So I am making an amendment. I mean, I don't agree, I don't understand, and it's never been clear to me how it could have been stricken because it actually is township business that I commented on. And it's factual that we had an electoral board, it got overturned and it went to circuit court. I don't know why that was stricken from the record.
Sweetie, you really
but-
don't understand that it's not part of your board report, or are you being just?
When does it even if it was, that was considered political comment, why would, what prevents that? There's no law that prevents that.
Yeah,
I
the
understand.
board
All
report
right.
has
So
a
the
trust.
fact that
Yes, there is. Sorry, Karen.
So, I mean, the fact that there was an electoral board meeting and that the township had to pay for that, that's a statement you can make in your board report. But what you said, I believe, went beyond that. I think you were saying it was unnecessary and it was wasteful and it was, I mean, I feel like it wasn't reporting on facts of township business. It was including political commentary.
You struck the
During the
entire
board-
report.
during the board-
and you struck the entire, it was. the
So
entire
you want
report
to
was
take a
struck.
vote on this amendment?
So the amendment that I added was because it is in here that my comments were being too political and inappropriate. And I don't know at what point you can draw
Wait,
the line on
actually,
what's
what
political
did
and
you
appropriate.
say?
My
I-
response is trustee Sweeney was muted. Hold on a minute.
You
My
said something
my
before
addition
you were
was in
muted, it's
response.
out of order.
Trustee Sweeney stated that this is taxpayer funded and the residents deserve to know that the electoral board finding that denied Republicans a slate was overturned in circuit court. She was then muted and silenced by the supervisor after she began speaking at a minute 9 as other discussion continued until the vote was taken at a minute 16.
Okay, so let's take the vote on this amendment. Clerk Gialamas, will you call the roll? Everybody who's a voting member, unmute.
Do I have a
themselves.
second on that amendment?
Wait,
Second,
is there a second to that?
Oh,
Yes.
is there a
Second.
Did.
second? Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. Having
and
a
then we
vote-
can, then we can adopt all the discussion after the second, so we're good.
All right. Okay. Clerk Gialamas, will you take that roll?
Supervisor Marask,
No.
trustee Jones,
No,
trustee McKenzie,
No,
trustee Carabota,
Yes,
trustee Sweeney.
Yes. My second is on top of page 2. And I took a vote on that motion to strike, and I had voted no. And then the comment was trustee Sweeney commented that this action was not transparent. I had specifically asked to add for the record, so I would like this statement added that I requested at that moment to add. She asked that the record reflect her comment that taxpayers are paying for it and deserve to know what happened. So I would like that sentence added.
I'm gonna just say this is.
hold on,
literally-
second, yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
And then I have one more.
Hang on, that's literally the same as the one from before.
I asked something to be recorded in the record in my
Okay.
vote.
Let's take a
That
vote
was-
on this.
All right,
That was a request I had. I said I would like it
Okay,
to be added.
Let's
to the
take a
record.
vote on this. Clerk Gialamas, please call the roll.
Supervisor Marask,
No.
trustee Jones,
no,
trustee McKenzie,
no,
trustee Carabota,
Yes,
trustee Sweeney.
Yes. The last one is on page 8. And this was my board report. So it comes after I thanked Administrator Berman for preparing the budget. And I also commended Richard Lyon on taking steps to automate the process in Maine State Department as described in his board report. And I had one other sentence that I added that was not included that I would like to add. And the last sentence in my board report was, she stated disappointment that her last board report was stricken from the record. And as she began a second sentence, she was muted again by the supervisor.
Clerk Gialamas, is there a second on this?
second,
Okay, Clerk Gialamas, can you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask,
No.
trustee Jones,
no,
trustee McKenzie,
no,
trustee Carabota,
yes.
and trustee Sweeney.
Yes, and I've been whitewashed and it's silenced. Should not be allowed in any meeting. I'd like to know from Carrie Lynn. if
Yes,
that
you're,
was
you're
me.
silent, Susan, for sure. That's what goes
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Well, that's what just happened.
Okay.
So my comments
I
are.
really like it if we could refrain from laughing,
But it's not included in the board.
Hang on.
just refrain from laughing.
The meeting. And we are moving along and there will be no interruptions or you will be muted. All right? The boys are back in town or whatever. Second order of business, third order of business. Approval of the minutes of the March 1st, 2021 board meeting, special board meeting.
I have a question because it was down as March 11th and then March 1st. So
I said March 1st. I apologize if I incorrectly spoke. March 1st.
March 1st was in the agenda, but the actual agenda meeting was March 11th that we're,
Okay.
Oh, I apologize. So, all right,
But the minutes at the top say March 11th.
I got it. I need an approval of the minutes of the March 11th, 2021 special board meeting.
I move that
Motion
we
to
approve the
the-
March 11, 2020 board meeting minutes, waive reading.
Is there a second?
Second,
Having a motion and a second, is there any discussion? Trustee Sweeney.
yes, on page 2. After the motion to approve the annual town meeting, where it picks up and says Clerk Gialamas, Trustee Sweeney asked Clerk Gialamas for the process of choosing the winner for the Karen later Good Citizen Award. Clerk Gialamas stated that the committee of 3, Assessor Moylan Cry, Highway Commissioner Kazmierczyk, and he will pick the winner after reviewing all the received applications. I want to strike "and he will pick" and add what he actually said that I listened to several times. He said that he previously picked the winner after reviewing all the received applications. And then it went on to say, he added that this year he did not receive any applications. He added that the 3 applications from last year will be taken under consideration since the annual town meeting did not happen last year. Trustee Sweeney asked that she and other township trustees have an opportunity to vote on the winner for the Sergeant Karen Later Good Citizens Award. And I want to add, Clerk Gialamas opened the committee to any interested board members and will email applications for considerations to the board.
That's already in there, Susan.
A few days after open applications. No, it is
No,
not. I don't-
trustee Clerk Gialamas stated he will send the applicants to the trustee. The applications to the trustees. That's in
Okay,
there.
okay, that's fine. I see that. You're right. So a few days, and then, so we can strike that, but the applications, and that we're going to be part of the committee. I just want to make it clear. So,
But no. Mm-mm.
because he welcomed us to be part of the committee.
I mean,
So,
I wasn't there. You guys can discuss. It doesn't matter.
well, that's Clerk Gialamas.
That's absolutely right. I have no problem with being anybody, and I did state that, anybody being a member of the committee. I would just add to that, though, that if you are somebody that nominated somebody, I certainly don't think it's appropriate for you to be on the committee. So I would suggest either you remove your nomination of Donna Adams, or you would remove yourself from the vote, because I certainly don't think it's correct that you would do both.
I agree with that. That seems like a very large conflict of interest.
Okay, well, there's no, I mean, that was last year and there's no submission yet for this year. But I think, you know, that's still open till the 5th of April. as you
Correct.
put on your website. So
Yeah.
if this is a, you know, if this is a non-paid, we talked about this last year. I mean, it should technically be a board decision if there's an award. I don't know what the amount is that you are talking about paying, but I think decisions that involve money, you know, become part of a board decision.
I would gladly remove the monetary award and contribute it myself if that is such a problem, to give them $100 gift
He
card.
gives the money.
No, it's not a problem. It's just a legal technicality, I guess.
But Pete gives the money. It's a volunteer donation. You're not getting it. It's not a township fund.
Okay, well, that's different than what it says, you know, it's
You said the
advertised.
same thing last year, Susan, when you brought this up.
And the year before.
Yes, I
No, he
mean,
said,
Pete
"I'll
has said
cha-" he
this
said, "I'll
every
change it."
year.
Okay, he said, I'll change it and make it part of, I'll pay for it myself, but then it's the same application as last year where it's part of the township. So,
I honestly have no problem with everybody on the board participating in the review process. It's fine by me. But the problem comes in where you're somebody that submitted an application, and then you'd also be voting on who's going to get the award. That's a complete conflict of interest. So either
Right.
or.
So you're saying that that'll be the rule. If you submit something, then you have to take a step back from the
Well,
vote.
Of course, yeah.
of course. We made Carol Teschke step off center of concern.
Susan, picking your own name in a raffle. I mean, give
No,
me
I
a
just
break.
wanted a clarification. That's good.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And then the last part, so the sentence, Clerk Gialamas opened the committee to any interested board members and will email applications for consideration to the board. A few days after the application closes, he said the winner will be picked by the majority voting. So that's how it was stated. So that's just clarifying what actually, reflects what happened.
I have no problem with that clarification.
Thank
Okay.
you, Peter. Then based on Peter saying that, I'll second it.
She's got one more.
Oh,
No, that's it. Those are the two.
Oh,
I'll second them then. Okay.
all right.
I mean, there were
So
two parts
you
to
ready
it.
vote?
Instead of he will pick, it's substituted.
Right, we got it.
We got, all right. So Clerk Gialamas, call the roll.
Supervisor Marask,
Abstain.
Trustee Jones,
You're okay with it, Pete, those changes? Okay, yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Carabota,
Yes.
Trustee Sweeney.
Yes, and Viesha, I will get these to you so you can read it more easily.
I had one quick question, Laura.
Sure.
Supervisor Moran, did we had the colloquy going back and forth on proposed amendments and a vote on each of the amendments. Did we actually approve the February 23, 2020 regular board meeting minutes?
Oh, you know what?
We
Good
didn't.
catch.
Yeah,
All right, Dave, make the motion.
Thank
make
you,
a mo-
Dave.
Or
I
somebody
make a motion.
wait, somebody made that original motion.
yeah. I made the original motion
All right.
and it was
Who
seconded.
made the second?
That I think was me.
I think it was too. Okay. So going back to the original of with the amendments that have been added. Well, no amendments have been made to the February 23rd. So, all right, Clerk Gialamas, call the roll.
Supervisor Marask,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Yes,
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Carabota,
Yes.
Trustee Sweeney.
No. And thank you, Trustee Carabota, for catching those.
Yeah, good call. All right, next, approval of the minutes of the March 15th, 2021 special board meeting.
second,
I make a motion to
I didn't
approve.
make the motion.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the special board meeting of March 15, 2021, waive reading.
And Kim seconded it.
Second,
So
yep.
is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Gialamas, will you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask,
Abstain.
Trustee Jones,
yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Carabota,
Yes.
Trustee Sweeney.
Yes.
So now question, did we vote on the March 11th there or only on the amendment?
No, oh, I think we did vote on it.
No, just the amendment.
All
Right.
Going back, Dave, please make a motion in case we didn't to approve the March 11th board meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes from the special board meeting held on March 11, 2021, waive reading.
I don't remember.
Second,
Hang on, okay, there's a motion and a second, but I don't remember any amendments to the special meeting.
We may end up actually approving it twice.
Right, I mean, the
Mar-
issue, I
Well,
don't know.
double
what
March
stamp
11th
it.
was what, yes, the March 11th is what I added for Pete Gialamas, what Pete said.
Trustee Sweeney made
Yes,
the
we
amendment.
voted on that.
Oh, the Karen.
Yes.
That's right.
Voted on the amended, I amended.
Oh,
We
my
voted
motion
on the
will-
amended.
Stop, everybody, y'all just start ruminating. Clerk Gialamas, please call the roll.
Hold on, Laura, if I can. The motion I am making is to approve the minutes with those amendments.
Agreed, and the
And
second.
we have a second?
Second,
And with the amendments, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Clerk Gialamas, please call the
Supervisor Marask,
abstain.
Trustee Jones,
yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Carabota,
Special thanks to Viesha, yes.
and Trustee Sweeney.
yes.
All right, a half an hour for the minutes. We're gonna be a world's record. So maybe at our last board meeting, we can get it down to 10 minutes. All right, I needed an approval. General assistance expenditures.
Motion to approve payroll for pay dates of March 5, 2021, and March 19, 2021. and General assistance checks number 53254 through check number 53310 in the amount of $50,902.89.
Is there a
Second.
All right,
Second,
seconded by trustee Jones. Any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk Lamas, will you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask,
Yeah.
trustee Jones,
yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Carabota,
Yes.
trustee Sweeney.
Yes.
All right, guys, I'm gonna make the motion to approve payroll for pay dates of March 5th, 2021 and March 19th, 2021. And road district checks 21735 through check 21778 in the total amount of $91,392.99.
Second.
Hang on. With the proviso that 5 checks are going to be voided because they were incorrect. PP, I keep thinking PPP, whatever. Personal property replacement. And even though they were minimal, we've got to void those checks. We'll reissue those checks and we are giving Viesha approval to do so. So that is my motion.
Second.
Okay, with the motion and a second, is there any further discussion beyond the extensive discussion had at bill pay? Hearing none, Clerk Lamas, can you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask,
Yes.
trustee Jones,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Carabota,
Yes.
trustee Sweeney.
Yes.
And now I would ask for a motion for approval of the general town fund expense.
Motion to approve payroll for pay dates of March 5th, 2021 and March 19th, 2021, and general town fund checks number 58454 through check number 58523 in the amount of $287,513.96.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Lamas, can you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask,
Yeah.
trustee Jones,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Carabota,
Yes.
trustee Sweeney.
Abstain.
Why would you abstain?
I'm abstaining for now.
Okay, so
I have a legal question for our lawyer. Is abstaining allowed on a regular bill pay they were present for and had no objection to?
No, people can abstain. You need 3 affirmative votes, but abstentions count with the majority anyway.
I was just curious.
People can abstain. They can.
All right. So noted.
thank you.
And I have one, my agenda. Oh. I will find them. Oh wait, I was just, here it is. I scratched everything. Oh, no personnel. I just want y'all to know that we have been searching high and freaking low for a therapist. Now we actually have 2 plus an intern, but we're only searching for 1. And we don't put the salary, it's always commensurate upon experience. So, I don't know what's happening. I was under the impression people wanted, jobs. It does require a master's in licensed clinical social work. If anybody has anybody, what I'm getting at is have them apply, please. Because, the few that we've gotten are completely inappropriate, like clerks at Menards and so forth. So that's why it's taking a while, and you have seen in your report, there is a backup at a time where we really don't need a backup. And I'm talking about mainstay, because we hardly have any therapists, and a lot of suicide ideation, and a lot of people are waiting since November, and we really need a therapist. So having said that, I wanted to say that. So now, public participation at this time. Earl, you're disappointing me, but you don't have to. It's okay. It's okay. New business. All right, Mike. Can somebody go get Mike? There he is. So, I am making a motion for approval, discussion, and for the building roof repair due to leakage.
Make a second of that, contingent upon Mike verifying his identity, because all I see is his eyes.
I'll try to get a little bit closer.
There we go.
Take the glasses off.
Did you get your hair cut?
I did not. It's just, I got to push back a bit.
I was curious.
Within a couple of weeks, by the next board meeting.
Okay, so please tell the board members succinctly.
All right, so we have a leak in the courtyard. It's coming down and it's rotting away our wood, it's damaging the wood, and it's actually starting to collapse a little bit. I do have it blocked off, so safety is not a concern. No one is going to be walking there. I'm recommending the township go with Waukegan Roofing. They have done the majority of our work here for quite some time. They're familiar with what we have here. I did have other companies come out, but I wasn't very comfortable with them and the scope of work that was being described to me. I like what I have with Waukegan Roofing, and that is my recommendation for an estimate of $6,000 that I believe will come out of capital fund.
All right. Is there, did we do a motion in a second?
Yes.
Yes.
And my second stands because Mike has identified himself to my.
Thank you.
Right. And they've done good work in the past, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Also, you got 3 estimates, and right?
Yes.
And they were the lowest.
They were not the lowest, but they actually, the other companies were more of like a Band-Aid type of a job that I'm not looking to really go ahead and do. Would more or less just be patching, where Waukegan is going to take the damaged wood out, put the insulation in, as well as go ahead and go on top of the roof and not just patch it with tar or anything like that, to actually replace what we have up there and then come back again to to give it what that it needs.
So, you know, in anticipation of other board members' questions, can you tell us what the lowest bidder, I'm sure it's in the packet, what was the lowest, not bidder, I don't want to say that, lowest estimate was?
The lowest was 3,000. So it was not in the board packet. All that was in the board packet was what I have in front of you, with what Waukegan Roofing. But as I said, one of the companies, I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, was completely unethical, to be honest with you, and was going down a path that I was not comfortable with, nor do I think the board would be. So I wasn't going to get involved there. And like I said, the other one was pretty much just putting a Band-Aid on top of a bigger problem.
All right. Any further discussion by any other trustee? All right, Clerk Telemus, call the roll.
Supervisor Marasк,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes,
Trustee Carabota,
Yes.
Trustee Sweeney.
Yes, and I have a question about the capital budget. You said you think it's coming out of that. Well, we haven't approved that yet, so I guess that's for budget purposes. We can make that determination.
Right.
Okay. All righty. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, now we have one of those fun things. A presentation of the food pantry check donation from LES organization.
So I'm going to run down to the boardroom. They dropped off a really big check. So I'm going to run down and hold it up to the camera. Hopefully everyone can see. Give me 1 minute just to run down the stairs.
I don't even know what LES is. Does anybody else?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay. Yeah. That it might be Lutheran, but it isn't. So this is recording, so we don't need, oh my God.
All right. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Hold it up.
Okay. So this is a check. Obviously, we got the real check from them, and normally if we were in person, you could probably see it better, but I'm going to try to, I'm going to put it to the camera and then I'm going to step back for a second. It's for, can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Let me ask that. It's for $465.
Okay.
And I'm just going to read you just a little backstory as to who this organization is. I don't think too many people are familiar with who LES is. Okay, so we received this donation for $465 from LES, and it stands for Live Every Second. They are a non-for-profit organization in Niles, and these funds were collected during their annual fundraiser, which they do obviously have every year. The organization was created when a young local resident by the name of Lester Dominguez, at the age of 25, who was also a graduate of Maine East High School, passed away of a heart attack unexpectedly, not knowing that he had many underlying health issues. This could have possibly been prevented with routine checkups and with physicals. Live Every Second's mission is to increase health awareness by fostering the importance of routine health checkups. Their goal is to better educate the community about the benefits of primary prevention and how it can lead to a healthier lifestyle. So that's a little backstory to the organization. I don't think they've ever donated to us before, but they chose us for their fundraiser this year. And like I said, they did drop off the actual check to us. We've deposited it, and they unfortunately couldn't send somebody tonight, so I'm doing the presentation for them. And we obviously very, very much appreciate it. So just wanted to show you what they did for us, and we thank them from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Great.
LES, and a
Thank
great
you.
presentation.
Thank you.
And I am very happy with LES. And we don't fund them, right? She's gone. Dana, they've never asked for funding, right?
No, we don't fund them. They never asked for funding. So
Wow,
no, this honestly, this is the first I've heard of them.
great.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I put this in here. Discussion and vote on postponing the annual town meeting. I don't know if you guys have watched the news. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, this is a recipe for disaster. I know that the Board of Health gave, however, I don't think you can lock people out, and I think you'd have to, and this is a question for the lawyer, think you'd have to, if they're Maine Township residents, electors, you know, put them in the community room or something. I could be wrong,
Was there
but
some update you were talking about Superman Mask? You said something.
I am, and we went up
I
from
mean,
a
as far as
2
the restrictions.
we went up from a 2.3% to a 3.8.
We could always use the parking lot. Yeah, but outside.
You could,
What do you think?
but why wouldn't you not postpone it a couple months?
Oh, because we gotta get our work done, and I would like as a board to get our annual meeting done and not pass it off to the next board. If we have it outside, I mean, you know, the churches are open, the schools are at least the Catholic, the St. John Brebeuf school's open, people are out, and you know, as long as you wear your mask, all your Catholic schools are open. As long as you wear a mask, and maybe if you feel more comfortable, or Supervisor Morass, we
I
can use
won't
the park.
be there, hang on, I won't be there regardless.
Okay, with anyone, I would say even if we use the parking lot and do it to get our work, we get our work done before the new board comes in.
I'm just telling you that under the disaster section 7 of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, and the disaster declaration, which is still in effect, and they've actually postponed phase 5. If had been anticipated when we did this, and Carrie Lynn, I think at your special board meeting, when you passed this, said the possibility that it would be, you know, there's no work for the board at this meeting. You're not in this meeting.
Right.
At all,
But it's our annual meeting.
but you're
right.
not in it.
No, I know, but you know, we sit back and they talk about all the things that we've accomplished and what we've done as a board. So
We don't.
they
That
have
was
their-
only when I did State of the Union and Carol Teschke. That is not happening. In fact, Viatia ordered the employees not to be here.
Okay.
Can you
So
describe what the
So
annual?
so we can just get it done.
Can you describe what the annual meeting will be then, Laura, for our?
sure,
residents
I
and-
mean, it will be, it's Clerk Gialamas's meeting. And it is, you know, he runs the show. They pick moderator who typically donates the money, $50 back to the food pantry. And I, as the supervisor, am the only one allowed to sit at the dais, but I won't because I'm starting a police board trial the next day. I got vaccinated, so it's not that. I think it's foolish. You know, I really do. I think we've come this far. And if we, stay the course, you could do it before your board leaves. Like, and the governor had anticipated phase 5. Am I correct, Carrie Lynn? Earlier. They've postponed that because of the incredible rise.
Yeah, so, so what happened was last year we had the issue with the governor entering an executive order. But then when the General Assembly met, they actually changed the statute. So they said that whenever an executive order of disaster declaration is in effect, townships don't have to have their meetings then. So a lot of townships are just waiting. Now I have told townships that if they have had, electors puts things on the agenda and they have until March 1st to do that. And I have told townships where the electors have come forward to put things on the agenda that they need addressed, that those meetings should go forward, especially if they involve election related matters or electors trying to put results on that. But otherwise, I mean, it's a series of reports. So whether they're presented now or in 2 months or in 4 months, I don't know that it makes a difference. We're also going to have to present the reports from last year also, because we didn't have to.
And I did do the reports. I did the reports. So those reports don't have to, am I correct, Carrie Lynn? The reports don't have to be read or published anymore. I mean,
well, you just have to present them. If you make them available, you just.
Right.
That's
don't
correct.
have to read them out loud. Okay.
That law changed a while ago.
All right. So, and nobody put any agenda items on this elector. And believe me, guys, I am the biggest fan of the annual town meeting. The biggest. I'm also a big fan of not hurting my constituents. So I really, don't see a harm. This is my opinion, of course. You're putting 40 people in the boardroom. If you feel comfortable with that.
Let me recognize Supervisor.
I'm not quite finished. And then you also have to have a place for a feed, I believe, in the basement if more than 40 people come, because it's a public meeting. And I am aware, and maybe I'm wrong, Carrie Lynn can correct me. Maybe I'm wrong, that, public meetings can be limited, but I don't think they can. So I think we would need to do that. So, like, while your parking lot sounds like, great, you'd still have people traipsing through the township and bathrooms and whatnot. I mean, we're not, it was anticipated, and this is the final thing I'll say before I recognize it, that we would be in phase 5. We are not in phase 5, and we look to be not in phase 5, I believe, until sometime possibly at the beginning of end of May, middle of May. Might be able to get it in under the wire with your board. I don't know what difference it makes. I filled out all the required reports, and having said all of that, yes, Trustee Carabota, you may be recognized.
Thank you. It's our last annual meeting. It's our board's work. If there's things that are going to not be presented that were presented at the previous annual meetings, I mean, that's the decision to be made. But I think we have a responsibility. Let's close it out. Let's get our board meeting done. And I'm telling you, I mean, I'm out and about every day. Traffic is all over the place on the expressways now. People are out and about. People are in the restaurants. People are functioning. And that's Illinois. I mean, Illinois is like, wow. I mean, the biggest restrictor. I'm not talking about Florida, Arizona, et cetera. But I just simply say that, I just simply suggest that we just get the job done so we don't just leave this for the next board.
And I mean, pardon me if I do take the scientists over you.
No, the scientists don't agree with what you're saying.
Ah,
People's interpretation of the scientists, they interpret one way or the other.
okay.
But
Laura,
you know,
can I
I'm
say
not, and
something?
I mean, I see people driving in their cars by themselves with masks on. So, I mean, everybody does what they think is cool. And that's what happens when we have the meeting. If we have the meeting and if people don't want to come, they don't come. If they think it's too dangerous, it's too dangerous, we get the meeting done. There are people that may come.
We're sponsoring that. What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. Last time I checked, I'm fine. And I'm
No,
telling you
I
that
meant
the
in
meeting,
terms of
the meeting is our business, and the meeting should take place. It sounds to me it's going to be quite short, and we should get our work done. You know, we've been in lockdown for a year now. I mean, come on. I've been out and about. You've been out and about.
Dave, we have continued with board meetings since March.
I'm not bringing up board meetings virtually. I'm bringing up the annual meeting, and the annual meetings that we're talking about. The annual meeting is one of the last things for us to conclude. I don't want to leave that open. That's just my position. Schools, I mean, the Catholic schools have been open since August. Catholic schools have been open since August, and we've been at full capacity since August.
All right, well, not to go, I mean, won't
So
say nothing.
is the clerk the one that runs it? Can I say something? Hello?
Hi, Clerk Gilamas.
So, I mean, I certainly understand your concern, Laura. I get it. I conferred with Brian Smith a couple times on this, the executor of Toy. He's really kind of pushing for us to get it done since we didn't do it last year. I certainly understand the concern. Personally, I don't think we're going to have a lot of people coming. You know, we could broadcast it on our YouTube channel as well. Employees certainly are not going to be required or expected to come.
Not allowed.
Well, or allowed. I'm fine either way with it, but I do kind of feel that this is something that we need to get done sooner rather than later. So, and you know, we did get the approval from the health department. So I'll honor whatever the board's decision is on it, but my opinion is, you know, we could get this done in all of about 15 minutes and have it behind us.
So Pete, what would get done? That's all I'm asking.
Well, we would have the meeting, so it's off the books because we didn't do it last year. And you know, several clerks I talked to that did their annual town meeting last year, you know, did it in a matter of 15 or 20 minutes just to have it over and done with. And we didn't do one last year. So
right.
So I'm just kind of feeling like it's something that's looming over my head, so to speak.
I'm sorry. And those clerks had agendas, correct?
Yeah.
We don't have an agenda.
Well, there wasn't much on the agenda. I mean, it was a matter of, you know, basically the same thing, reading the supervisor's report.
No, I wouldn't be doing that.
Well, and again, I understand that.
And I haven't done that.
Why would you not?
Because it's been, the requirement to read it has been done away with for 3 years. I do it for the good of the employees, you know, and the people that come, and then give them anniversary pins, and it's good for morale. None of them are allowed. So I just thought it would be better when they are allowed. And
I just don't know how much longer it's going to, it could be another year before we get to phase 5. So at some point, I feel like we just kind of need to, have the meeting and get it done, present the Karen Later Award and move on.
which again.
But I certainly understand your concern. I mean, the last thing I'd want to see is a crowded boardroom either. I just don't think that's going to be the case.
The Karen Later Award was given out last year.
No, we postponed it because we've always made it part of,
We just didn't have any ceremony.
nope, we didn't do it at all.
Okay, we also had no application.
No, we,
Yes, we
Oh, we
did.
did.
We
Oh,
had,
did we?
we had 3 that came through.
So can we roll those over?
Can I ask may I be recognized?
Sure, trustee Sweeney.
Just a question for Carrie Lynn. What would given the size of our township hall, what would the restriction be for that room?
Well, it would depend
terms of
on
number of
what
people?
restrictions, it would depend what, restrictions are in place by the governor at the time. And I don't know how many people you can fit in that room socially distanced.
What is it now?
Um,
We're
I don't know.
30th and this is 2 weeks out.
All right, so they claim you can fit 40
In our-
in our boardroom, socially distanced.
But I don't think we've ever had 40, including when our employees were there. That's-
120 at some annual.
I mean,
We have 1,200 square feet, and I reached to Department of Health, and we figured out I can put here 33 chairs with 6 feet distance, and then we will have people in the boardroom, the one that always supposed to sit like a moderator and clerk and secretary and parliamentarian, and we will have the shields.
And the supervisor, if I can.
No, supervisor doesn't have to sit there,
Oh, I usually do.
but you can just go to the podium and, do your report and sit back here. So there'll be just 4 people, and we can put shields all over, and everybody will wear a mask, and I will have extra masks just in case somebody doesn't have a mask. And we will have sanitizers, and we have a temperature checking kiosk.
So my one question, and I have no axe in the game. I won't be there either way. Carrie Lynn, do they have to have a downstairs whiteboard like for extra overflow if Pete's wrong? And like, because it's our last, term, and there's like 180 people. I'm just saying.
Well, you can't turn people away from the meeting, so there needs
I
to
don't
be
think-
some to accommodate it. And I don't know, it'd be interesting, how many people did the health department authorize? I mean, do they know this could be, I don't know what the health department said.
Aisha, how many
About how-
people did the health department authorize?
I think
They
she's
authorized
30.
50.
Oh, 50, okay.
And I said that we will have 33, 45, 40, right now, something like, and they authorized 50 in the letter.
This is the Cook County Health Department?
Yes, Cook County Public Health Department, yes.
We're gonna do our application to be a vaccine center, which we've had for 2 months.
Laura,
Yes, anybody else?
can we just ask for anybody interested in coming to the annual meeting to make a reservation like other places do?
beautiful.
And that way
Oh,
we'll,
yeah, they would
be able-
definitely.
Excellent.
Carrie Lynn is shaking her head no.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
no.
You're
Okay.
muted,
You're
Carrie
muted.
A
Lynn.
meeting, it's an election. It's like,
Oh,
the rules
right.
apply, you have to check in the electors and stuff.
Oh,
So the
thank
rules
you.
for public meetings don't,
See,
I thought you
Carrie
have to have something approved by March 1st in order to
Lynn,
have
that's
something.
because that's the law. You had to have an
the
agenda.
electors, well, the electors have the ability to put items on the agenda if they want to take action on things. They have to submit those items to the township prior to March 1st. So I've been telling townships where electors have done that to have the meeting because the electors have requested things. But I don't think any elector has requested to put anything on your agenda.
Well, so then why would it be considered an election or not a meeting? Because there's nothing that's going to be elected.
It is.
Because it's not a meeting of a public body. So the annual town meeting is a meeting of the electors. So when people get there, there's no board. It's the electors. You have to check in the registered voters. So we can't, like, if someone shows up, we can't tell them they can't participate. I don't know how many people you'll actually have.
So Viesha had sent us something that you could pre-register, so you can't do that. Carrie Lynn, unmute, please unmute. Oh, she's keeps muting. All right, thanks. Viesha had sent something that you could pre-register. I think Brian is telling things that might not be accurate.
I didn't say anything like this, that you have to pre-register. No,
I thought you did.
no. There is no pre-registration for that meeting, no.
But like 5 people sit out, right? And check everybody in.
Well, there will be 1 people or 2 people do this.
I thought you had sent me an email that people would pre-register.
No, that's not it.
But we would have to put a whiteboard in the basement, just to be on the safe side.
May I ask a question?
Yes, trustee.
Just from our history, how many people have attended that have not been employees?
It depends on the year.
I would say on average, the last 4 years, probably 20.
Yeah, I would say, I would agree there.
Well, when, it really depends if it's an election year, if it's really, but.
Well, the election will be over at that point as well, so, yeah. If it was pre-election, I would say probably no, because there is a larger chance for a big turnout, but one way or the other, the election's gonna be determined.
My next question
It
is,
seems
can
like-
it be limited to Maine Township residents? Carrie Lynn.
Well,
I don't think
the
so.
people who participate, you can only participate as a voter if you're a Maine Township resident. But
They
if the
can
press
attend.
wants to attend or other people want to attend, they can attend, they cannot vote.
Honestly, I'm fine, whatever the board is comfortable with. I mean, like I said, it's just something that's kind of, I feel been looming over my head as a check mark because we didn't do it last year, that, something I'd like to.
Well, the other thing, if there were only 20 people that attended, it seemed like to me about 90% of the people were employees of the township, and then maybe it was less than that. So let's say out of it's 80, but the other people were like relatives of those people. So if we're not allowing residents of the township, or excuse me, employees to attend, and why is it, if we're not allowing employees to attend, I don't know that their significant others or family members would necessarily attend either. I don't even recognize.
I'm gonna just flip that. If like the whole point of this annual town meeting, in my opinion, was to not only give a State of the Union, which went far beyond the annual report that I'm giving, and also to recognize the employees, 5-year, 10-year, 20-year.
Yeah, that's what I was remembering, yeah.
But we're not gonna be doing that.
Right, so it's gonna be much, much easier and much, much smaller, what Peter's saying. So we can knock it out even easier.
I just don't, there's just no purpose in it, in my opinion, because there's nothing on the agenda. That's just my opinion. But I think everybody's had a chance to. Trustee Jones, you have anything you want to weigh in on?
I could go either way.
All right.
I mean, I think it'll be very small, and I'm not really sure, other than we didn't do it last year. We could probably do it after May 17th or the next board could, if you wanted to postpone it, but yeah, I could go either way.
So I have a somewhat legal question, Carrie Lynn. If we have an annual town meeting on April 13th, is there any, I mean, I'm assuming anybody who votes for this on the board would be there. I am,
They're not required to be,
oh, I understand, but
since
they're,
it's not a meeting of the board.
no, but they're all electors in the township. You know, it's a little bit odd to vote for other people to be there.
Well, we can choose one of the board members to be the moderator. So, you know, it doesn't have to be an outside person either.
No, that wasn't my question. My question was, if we have the annual town meeting, does that not require us to have the final meeting in person?
The final
see
meeting.
what
of
I'm
the
missing
board.
there.
Oh, okay. I see.
No,
what you-
because we had to
Oh.
receive special permission from the health department in order to do it.
Right.
I
Well,
see what you're saying.
No, I
Why
don't,
not, why not consider having the final meeting in person?
hang on a
yeah,
second.
that'd be fun.
We have far less people at our regular board meeting.
Right. And
Uh,
the CDC guidelines are 3 feet apart, not 6 now, so
They are.
You can actually kick up that 50.
you don't even have,
And I'm just saying,
did you say April 13th, Laura? I thought
April.
15th.
it's April 13th, right, Pete?
Yeah, I believe it's the
I'm starting
13th.
my trial on the 14th. It's the
Yeah, it's the
13th.
13th.
So
I mean, you can schedule, there's
is there
flexibility.
a legal obligation then on us to have the April board meeting in person, which might be a very heavily attended because it's a budget hearing.
I don't know where there's a legal obligation for us to have a lot.
Yes, you
I
are
would
a
prefer
lawyer.
it.
Hang on, Dave, please.
Why?
You're not required to have your board meetings in public under the governor's executive order. And you're not required to hold the annual town meeting.
Okay.
It's interesting, Carrie Lynn, because a lot of the clerks, and I told them that I got that, you know, directly from you, and they were disagreeing with me on that, saying the directive was that they actually had to have the meeting. I'm like, not per Carrie Lynn.
Do they read the statute? I mean, they might not know the General Assembly met and changed the law. They
Right.
actually changed the township code and added a whole new section to it. So I don't know what they're disagreeing with.
Got me.
I think we've talked it to death. Let's take a vote. Clerk Gilamis, call the roll.
Was there an actual vote on anything?
No,
There's no
I'm
motion.
asking you to take.
What's the motion?
What's the motion?
There's no motion. Was the motion to have it? I don't recall the
There's
motion.
no motion.
Right, okay.
Door scheduled for the 13th.
So are we gonna make a motion?
Well, I'm not. So
Okay.
does somebody want?
Is the annual meeting set for April 13th? If we don't make a motion, it goes ahead?
We voted on the agenda. I don't know if we actually voted on the meeting, did we?
This is our last chance in person that we're meeting.
My question is, if there's no motion today, does the April 13th meeting stand and it goes forward?
You mean by default?
Yeah, I believe that would be the case.
I think you're right, Dave.
Right, so I'm in no motion.
Carrie Lynn, I would say keep yourself unmuted.
Well, I can, when I speak, I just unmute it. I mean, so, all right, so I believe you guys adopted the agenda, but I don't know that you set it to occur. Does anyone remember the wording of the motion at the special meeting?
No, I do not.
I thought we kind of left it open-ended a little bit to try to figure out what to do. So I think you should just make a motion to set it for one day or another, or postpone it or whatever. Just make a motion so it's clear.
I make a motion to set the annual meeting for April 13th. At what time, Peter?
7 PM, I believe.
At 7 PM. Do I have a
Yes,
second?
correct.
I'll
7 PM.
second it.
All right, so there being a motion and a second, it being discussed to death. Clerk Gialamas, will you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask,
No.
Trustee Jones,
No,
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Carabota,
Yes.
and Trustee Sweeney.
Yes.
All right, next order of business. Again, public participation. Anybody? Not sure why it's there again, but
I think
Uh,
Earl hand. I think Earl raised.
oh, did I see your hand? No, he was just scratching his chin.
Oh, okay.
I
There
would
we
just
go.
say no, actually. If I don't have anything to say, I don't need to say anything to say, but no. But thank you for double checking.
No worries. All right, old business. We're starting over on the property tax abatement, okay?
I would like to make, I would like to make a motion to, as I made before at the last meeting at 2:55 on the tape, make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2021-1B, an ordinance abating a portion of the tax heretofore levied on December 2020 for the township and general assistance purposes of Maine Township, Cook County, Illinois.
Second.
Okay, so I do, you have a motion and a second. I'm gonna start the discussion here. So I went back and watched the tape today, and Dave made, when Susan was, talking about the road district and whatnot, Dave made a motion, for the, first he made a motion for, the wrong ordinance to 20-2021-2. And then he changed that to 20-21-1. And then he said the original motion.
So my motion right now is the one that we have in our packet, item B. It's the ordinance number 2021-1, item B. That's my motion, and that's the one that's been seconded, I believe.
Yes.
So is that the
No, it's
original
not
one?
the one that was read. That's why we're redoing.
It's not
That is the one that was read.
Is all I'm saying is, I
That
made
was
the
the one
motion and we
read.
may have a second. And I'm asking to have it read into the record.
I can read it into the record now.
No, it's okay.
Verification.
We have them in the, so what was read into the record.
No, I'm making a whole new motion. This is a whole new
That's what I
motion.
understand.
Right, and the ordinance proposed needs to be read into the record.
Right, you're using the higher figures.
And this is the ordinance number 2021-1B, an
Right.
ordinance abating a portion of the tax heretofore levied December 2020 for township and general assistance purposes of Maine Township, Cook County, Illinois. Whereas the Board of Trustees, the Board of Maine Township, Cook County, Illinois, by an ordinance adopted the 22nd day of September 2020, ordinance number 2019-5, tax levy ordinance for Maine Township, 2020 levy ordinance, and whereas duly certified copies of the 2020 levy ordinance were filed in the office of the Cook County Clerk of Cook County, and the County Clerk of Cook County, Illinois, the County Clerk, and whereas the Maine Township had funds arising from other sources, those funds being the reserve money in the bank as of January 31st, 2021, totaling $6,644,400 $499 in the town fund and $1,505,603 in the general assistance fund, which may lawfully be used to pay operational expenses, and therefore desires by ordinance to direct the county clerk to abate a portion of said levies. Whereas the Township Code 60 ILCS 1-85-65 mandates that township funds, excluding the township's capital fund, shall not exceed an amount equal to or greater than 2.5 times the annual average expenditure of the previous 3 fiscal years. Whereas the board has determined and does hereby determine that it is necessary and in the best interests of the townships that a portion of the taxes heretofore levied for the year 2020 for township and general assistance purposes be abated. Now therefore be it, and it is hereby ordained by the Board of Trustees of Maine Township, Cook County, Illinois, as follows. Section 1, Incorporation of Preamble. The board hereby finds that all of the recitals contained in the preambles to this ordinance are full, true, and corrected, does incorporate them into this ordinance by this reference. Section 2, Abatement of Taxes. The taxes heretofore levied in the 2020 levy ordinance shall be abated as follows. Fund, Town Fund, amount levied in 2020, $3,048,227. Amount to be abated by this ordinance, $2 million. Remainder of the tax to be extended, $1,048,227. General assistance, amount levied in 2020, $206,822. Amount to be abated by this ordinance, $206,822. Remainder of tax to be extended, 0. Totaling the amount levied in 2020 of those two funds, $3,255,049. Amount to be abated by this ordinance, $2,206,822. Remainder of tax to be extended, $1,048,227. Section 3, Filing of Ordinance. Forthwith, upon the adoption of this ordinance, the Secretary of the Board shall file a verified copy hereof with the county clerk, and it shall be the duty of the county clerk to abate said taxes levied in the December 2020 ordinance in accordance with the provisions hereof and as shown in Section 3 herein above. Section 4, Effective Date. This ordinance shall be in full force and effective forthwith upon its adoption. Adopted with today's date, which is March 30th, 2021, with signatures of the supervisor and the 4 trustees attesting with Pete Gialamas as clerk.
So we've had all the discussion on this. Being ready to vote. Thank you. Clerk Gialamas, can you call the roll?
Supervisor Marask?
No.
Trustee Jones?
No.
Trustee McKenzie?
No.
Trustee Sweeney?
Yes.
And Trustee Carabota?
Yes.
And I think that concludes.
Now I make a second, I have a second motion in the alternative. I am moving that we adopt ordinance A, which gives an abatement of a lesser amount. It's ordinance number 2021-1A, an ordinance abating a portion of the tax heretofore levied December 2020 for township and general assistance purposes of Maine Township, Cook County, Illinois. I make the motion and ask that the
Second.
ordinance be read into the record.
So, no, the ordinance will not be read in the record. Neither of those will be allowed, and this was not on the agenda.
Yes, it is. They're both on the agenda. They're both part of the packet. And you're saying that our township now is not going to make any abatement to the taxpayers. And Trustee Jones approved this B last time.
That
It's
was
part-
it. We were
it's
just supposed to do whatever to ratify our old vote. Like, we had already
Right.
done this.
Right, so we're ratifying the
Or
vote.
ratifying the vote. Right.
Yeah,
Right, but
Then,
there was a-
that's the same ordinance I read
It's
in
the same
before.
ordinance.
correct, but I was under the impression that we were voting for the other one. That's
Right.
why
it was very confusing. Like,
Right.
why don't we
Right.
just ratify our vote? That's what Carrie Lynn told us we were supposed to do. You reading
I don't
something else,
want to,
like, I couldn't follow that.
It's
Right.
the exact same ordinance I read last time.
No, I didn't know that.
No, it
Susan.
isn't. Viesha
the
called it to my attention. It isn't. You use.
I would
the
like to
number-
see an abatement to the taxpayers. If we need to ratify,
That's
the
what we
last
did
vote,
already. We
if
voted.
we already
it
did,
passed.
let's do it.
Mary Lynn says that's okay, then I'm
Well,
okay.
there was a problem with the last vote apparently, which is that the motion was made to adopt one ordinance, but then a different one was read.
I
And
made an
then-
amendment before I read the 2 million.
would you stop
I-
talking, please? You're out of order.
Thank you.
Laura.
That's pretty good.
The supervisor should explain what happened, but I originally said because it wasn't on the agenda, you guys needed to vote on the thing that was on the agenda. But after that, I believe Vaisha pointed out that there was a discrepancy between what the motion was and what was actually read. So whatever it is that you want to do, you should just make a motion to do and be clear about it. Because that was,
That's what I was
that-
trying to point out, that at 2:57:33, the ordinance we thought we were adopting was the one you now want to ratify.
So,
I was clear.
Hang on. That's not what was read. The figures from the one you took out road district, but you had sent it at 6:30.
No, that wasn't the ordinance you're referencing, Laura. That was just my worksheet. The
Basically,
ordinance that I actually
did-
read was for 2 million. That's what I read. And what was in the board packet was the ordinance for 1.5, but I
not
specifically said
talking
I was
to-
making an amendment to that.
All right, I will rule you out
It
of
was on
order.
record. It was given with OMA compliance in the board packet as well as on the agenda. So we're voting on Dave's motion right now.
So are you done being out of order so I can ask Carrie Lynn, can we do this?
well, I believe that right now, the way that it's listed on the agenda now, you have the ability to make whatever motion you want to make with respect to the abatement, just be clear about it. So whatever was screwed up last time as far as the motion and what was read, but I think that the motion that they just made now failed.
Correct. So,
Yes.
right, so that
So-
is 1A, which are totally different amounts. So I don't know, and I'm not, gonna cast aspersions.
So I'm saying that if Claire, Trustee McKenzie is indicating a ratification to take place of the last meeting. If the ratification takes place at the last meeting, what is being told to me here by our
Now
council
we're-
is that what I'm being told by our council is that that could have been ordinance A that's in our packet. If that's the case, and if Trustee McKenzie makes the motion to ratify ordinance A, then I would second that motion. Because.
Sorry.
That's
I
right.
just want to pass in the proper way, the ordinance that we all agreed on, voted on, and passed at our last meeting, the exact same one.
So what,
Second.
instead of
I
making a
agree.
motion to ratify it, don't do that, because the problem was like the title of the ordinance didn't match what was read. So I
Right.
don't want there to be confusion. So what you need to do is make a motion to adopt whichever ordinance you want that reflects what you wanted to do. Just make that motion outright right now.
That
So if
was
that was the last,
Okay.
if that was the
I
last
moved to-
one,
I move to
was
adopt
that,
I move to adopt.
Can you let Carrie Lynn finish, please?
She
She
asked for,
wasn't done
she-
speaking.
she just finished. She
asked
said
for
you
a
need
motion.
She just asked.
Hang on,
We're still
Trustee
talking.
Jones, she just asked
it.
for somebody to
Just
make.
if you could-
all right. You're not
our,
gonna ruin my second to last meeting. You're not gonna do it.
What I was saying was on the one that you just voted on right now, which one was that? The one that
That's
just
B.
failed?
That's
That's
B.
B.
Okay. Okay, I mean, if you want to pass B, if it's B that
They
you want to pass,
failed
and if
on
trustee
B.
McKenzie,
Which is the one
Right.
that we passed last month?
E.
A, he
No,
motioned.
I read it for
A.
2 million, not 1.5.
That was the
Susan,
problem.
I couldn't listen for all that. I mean,
Yes.
I just
Right.
wanted to know
Okay,
which one
it's
is.
B.
Oh, the only one.
Okay.
B was for
Last-
2
okay.
million.
Hold on.
What was in the board
Okay,
pack?
last month, which nobody likes it, you passed the 2 million, which was right now it's B.
Yes,
Right now, you voted and it failed.
Correct.
Okay,
And
but I
David-
didn't know that was the same one. There was no
wasn't
way I was
the
following.
same.
That was the same one. And now, David already made a
Both of
motion
them
for the A, which is fifth.
Oh my God, this is
no.
unbelievable.
I would
Can we just
withdraw.
correct the record, Carrie Lynn? Can we
I would-
correct this record and make it B? Because trustee McKenzie didn't understand we were ratifying.
I would withdraw my motion and again, and renew the motion for ordinance B.
Second,
Okay, now, stop. You can't do that.
We just voted on B.
The
and
point
we-
of
can
order.
I talk for a minute, please?
Please
Can
let Mary Lynn talk. This is nuts.
Okay, so in order to do that, what you need to do is trustee McKenzie, who voted on the prevailing side, would need to make a motion to reconsider the last motion.
Oh.
Okay, she
Yeah.
would be the one who does it, trustee Kubota, not you. You wouldn't renew it because it failed. But because she voted on the prevailing side, she can make a motion to reconsider and the board can reconsider that vote.
Then I make a motion to reconsider our last vote regarding the abatement of property taxes.
Second,
do I second it?
Which one?
Right, which
B.
one?
B.
No, Dave, I didn't ask you.
You asked.
Well, just to clarify, Dave, I believe, withdrew his motion about 1A, correct?
Correct,
No, he withdrew the one up.
correct. And-
Well, the
and
only one you can
You're the one
reconsider
ruling.
is the one that there's already been a vote on.
That's right, which is B.
Okay, I'll make it clear. I make a motion to reconsider the vote to abate the property taxes in accordance with ordinance 1B.
Second,
Clerk Lemus, can you call the roll?
Wait, this is the one for,
Trustee Jones.
this is the one for the higher amount, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You ready for the roll, Supervisor?
Yeah, I
Super-
could- yeah, sure.
Supervisor Marask?
No,
Trustee Jones?
No,
Trustee McKenzie?
Yes,
Trustee Carabota?
yes.
Trustee Sweeney?
Yes.
now, being my discretion, wait, where's my agenda? Oh, here we go. We have no closed session and I am canceling. We don't need officials reports. We've gone way too long.
I wanted to do one quick comment.
No. I said none.
Hmm.
So, we are going to ask
Why
for,
do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know what your basis is, but I
because
just wanted to thank the ISBA for their mock
guys, it's
trials I
not-
participated in for high school students.
you know what, have at it. You
I
know
wanted
what?
to go ahead, I wanted to go ahead, thank you. Supervisor Morales.
Yeah, no, you don't start.
I wanted to go ahead and thank,
No, trustee Sweeney starts.
okay,
Okay, I just briefly, I wanted to acknowledge, I'm thanking Richard Lyons again because, I saw the credit card payments on file now and the compliance with, what you're doing with HIPAA. And I just appreciate the work you've been doing. So thank you. That's it.
Trustee Carabana.
I wanted to go ahead and thank Sarah Taylor. She's the chair for mock trial subcommittee for the Standing Committee of Law Related Education for the Public with the Illinois State Bar Association this March. She spearheaded the mock trials where students from 46 high schools, 46 districts competed. They stood up before judges who were actually practicing lawyers, judges and professors from various schools all over the state of Illinois. The students were absolutely excellent. I very much enjoyed judging some of those mock trials, and I look forward to the Illinois State Bar Association's continuing excellent work. Thank you.
What did that have to do with township?
I'm making my trustees report.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with the township.
Oh, okay, then I can also add, thank you very much for all the people in the township who have been supporting each other through this COVID situation. And I look forward to seeing some of you, hopefully, at our annual meeting. Thank you.
Probably not. All right. So next, Trustee McKenzie,
I don't have any.
Trustee Jones,
I waive my report. Thank you.
Assessor Moyman Cry. You're
You're muted, Susan.
yourself. Okay, unmute. All right,
Where
there
are
we
we?
go.
Thanks.
All right,
Am I back into it now?
you're back.
Okay,
in.
so we have an extension on everything that we're doing with the assessor's office, with doing people with needing to get all their different things that they need to get in with the assessor. But you know, there's other things that are going on right now. I have another program with the assessor that we're learning about. But I want to tell you a little bit about, you know, the levy and everything, what you guys are doing. You're kind of putting the township in a back hole because we have a lot of new construction.
This is a report. This is a report.
Hey, this is what I can say. You talked about.
This is
going
a
to
report.
fair-
Okay.
Trustee Carabota, I didn't interrupt you.
Part of my
I'm
report.
saying, I don't think it's proper to be criticizing the board on a vote on an abatement as
Yeah.
part of your
I
report.
didn't interrupt you.
It's improper.
An assessor's report.
And
I am
You know what?
objecting.
I'm going to tell you something,
Report
Dave
is
Carabota.
don't-
You've
Okay,
always dished me.
Stop.
Always
She can
dished me.
talk about
not
the
being
effects
appreciative
of the
of the assessor's
abatement
office
on
and what we
the
do.
assessment.
And you know what?
She can do
You
that.
know what? It really kills me that you're not appreciative to the assessor's office and what we do. So, but you know what? I have a lot of residents who are, and I'm sorry with what you guys are doing to make the township less and trying to get the township in
We're
a
not
bad.
making the township less. We got plenty of money.
Please stop interrupting.
No, I'm not gonna let that stuff stick.
No, you can't.
Hey,
Oh my God.
make
10
your
million in
report
reserves.
and call it a day.
I didn't talk about you
Why
guys.
we're
Don't worry.
abating.
Didn't say a
Okay,
word.
I'll just mute you.
Didn't say anything.
Honestly.
Did not say a word about whatever you had said. But all of a sudden you're chastising me. You're chastising me right now for all the money that you're spending.
Just stick
against
to like what you were saying before, please. You were
Well,
doing great.
I'll stick to that agenda, Supervisor Laura Marask. And thank you for holding a really appropriate meeting. But I would say that the board is not privy of what goes on with my office, but not only that, with how they are addressing what they're doing with the levy. That
Well,
being
I
said,
do think the abatement isn't the effect of the abatement on the assessor's office and the residents does have something to do with your board report. I was actually interested in that.
okay, my board report is we're going further on with the exemptions with people because they extended it, but we also have another program that my office has to learn, and we have to update our what we have within our office. So that will take some time and consideration with funding. And going forward, we are completely busy and have a lot of residents asking to go forward. And I'm going to tell you something with the abatement and everything. We have a lot of in that range of seniors who are now getting those exemptions, and people that are below that $65,000 avenue where they're getting the senior freeze. So they will get a significant reduction, and that will affect all our residents within us and around us. And because of the levy, whatever you're doing with that, that makes it like them getting to pay more money in their taxes. That's all I got to say. Goodbye. Thank
All
you.
right. Highway Commissioner, I think he might be gone.
Laura, I know I said I didn't have a report, but after that, I have to at least say something. So if I could please make a report as well.
Sure.
The board listened, discussed, and evaluated everything, all the facts, all of the options with respect to the property tax levy. It was not just done without a lot of thought, a lot of calculations and input from our accountant. And we looked at financial statements, and there is no denying that we as a township have major amounts of surplus in every fund. We did the calculations. We are not hurting the township with this abatement. There's plenty of money to pay the expenses. So I just want to make sure that this tape has the correct information. Thank you.
Ditto
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
All right, now Clerk Taylor.
Nothing to add to my written report.
Oh, I missed Trustee Jones. I apologize.
No, I waived my report.
Oh, you did. All right. Well, I have a report. Somewhat lengthy, actually. So, Vicky,
Well, you had said you had no report, and I'm just,
well, no, I didn't.
now you're
say
saying you have a
that.
lengthy one.
You know, do you want to just interrupt, or you want to go get muted too? I mean, why do you want to
What's so
all be
funny,
out of
Susan?
order?
It's the rudest
What are you
person, I
afraid
swear to
of?
God.
Are you afraid of my report?
No, I'm not.
Clearly you
Please
are.
proceed.
Oh, thank you for your permission. I do appreciate that. So, we have been really, really hard at work at the township with respect to really trying to make our township a vaccine center, which would be a very centralized location for not only the 5 municipalities. Park Ridge is not doing it, according to Alderman Wilkening, who my husband had contacted. And our application has been pending with Cook County for quite some time. And we have an incredible amount of seniors and an incredible amount of people that fall within the vaccination guidelines, which are, you know, opening up. But even within the ones that are open, and the unincorporated has no other way to do this. And we have the largest unincorporated. So I really, really am working very, very hard, as is Vicky, who is spearheading this effort. We talk weekly or 3 times a week to follow up on our application. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind. Also, we had some emergencies at the township, which were dealt with. They were under the spending limit and they were dealt with, and they had to be done with the sludge, and our toilets backed up and it was disgusting. So they worked from home for a day. If COVID has taught us anything, it has taught us that we are able to seamlessly move from working at the township to working remotely, literally in a matter of 20 minutes. Dana has an incredible phone tree, or other, I don't know how she does it, but she has done it. And with her, Doreen, Kelly, the food pantry, which you all have reports, is still going way strong. 600 cases a month, 600 boxes. And that is unbelievable. So when people tell me it's over, it's not over. And so we have, Kelly is doing a yeoman's job, being an HR person as well as a food pantry person, as a lot of people are volunteering their time in the food pantry, but Kelly is really making it her life's mission. And I think that's a great thing. So with respect to the food pantry, it has really, I asked them to, we had so much food stored in the community room, stored in the lounge, and I asked everybody to just pitch in and clean it up, organize it, and the garage is beautiful, like beautiful. So our food pantry really is a model to behold, and I'm very thankful to LAS for giving us that check. That was very, very, very nice. Also, we did our mainly news. We got that done, and I think it's to press this week. And you all know my feel. General Assistance has done a fantastic job. They have actually led a roundtable, been asked by the head guy in the state of Illinois to lead a roundtable. Kathy Sabini led a roundtable. I received letters of praise about what a great job she did. So, I couldn't be prouder. I instituted them doing logs 2 years ago. Was it, Dana? Maybe 3. As to how the time was spent. And I am convinced that they work, incredibly, incredibly hard. And they'll make do with whatever you gave them. They're not going to whine about it. But that, I do want to remind our board that this is our job. One of the few jobs that Maine Township has. There were a lot of bills this week in the state legislature, if any of you paid attention, to doing away with townships. And many of them, well, the main one didn't get out of committee. The one that got out of committee was, it didn't really hurt us. But I started out in 2001, not understanding what townships did. And now I'm a firm believer that townships are the closest to the people, and always will be. And it's been a great pleasure getting to know you guys. And we have one more meeting. And that's my report.
Laura,
And thank you to all the people that contributed to the food pantry.
yes. And Laura, I see you just gave us the supervisor's report shortly before this meeting, that we have 112,000 now in the food pantry. So looks like we're doing very
It's
well.
all independent. It has nothing to
Yeah.
do with the township.
Yeah,
I just
very
looked at,
good, very
that,
good.
that's the money we have
Mhm.
Yeah,
allocated.
it's very good and it's independent. It's wonderful.
Yeah. It's independent. That's even
Right.
better. Thank
Even better.
you. Even,
Right.
I mean, it's a restrict, I guess what I'm saying, it's like a self fund
Mhm.
is what I'm trying to say.
Self-sustaining, yeah.
Yes, self-sustaining fund. So, we honored Benny. Benny has continued to be the guy, at Jewel, at Bussy and Greenwood, and all the Park Ridge and just whoever else shops there. And, so I thank everybody,
Very
for
grateful for the
all
donors.
their contributions. I really do. And, with that, I would ask for a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, Clerk Gialamas, would you like to call the roll?
Supervisor Marask,
Yes.
Trustee Jones,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Carabota,
Yes, with thanks to
Trust-
Peter and Carrie Lynn and all that helped us tonight. Dana, thank you.
and Trustee.
Hello,
We couldn't hear you, Pete.
Oh, Trustee Sweeney.
here, and yes.
Did we get everybody?
We got them all.
Good
We're
night.
adjourned.
All right.
See you in April.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.